1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Legends, flags, total America, blues defines itself and now. Legends, flags, total America. Weekend drama, Sunday drivers. Tiger tails, windscreen wipers, color supplement, all of the years we spent. In disguise, look into my eyes. Yeah, whole new perspective.
This is Nan speaking from Eastbourne. I thought I'd wish you a happy birthday. It's lovely here and we're having a glorious time. It's Uncle Arthur now to speak.
Hello Emmett, many happy returns of the day, and we just thought of your birthday. And we thought we've got these people outside taking the mickey out of us, you know. But we don't take any notice of them. The weather's a bit overcast today, and we've just eaten all our cheese rolls.
You say that you love me, you say that you love me all of the time, all of the time. You say that you need me, say that you need me, and you'll always be mine. And I'm feeling glad all over.
This is the Zoo Man of the BBC Regional Children's Hour speaking. I think you would like me to tell you of some of the most interesting animals that you should see when you next visit the zoo.
This is Leonard Guy inviting you to spend a happy time on the pier at Weston-super-Mare. The pavilion is not only the largest on any pier in Great Britain, but is also regarded as the finest in the world. The next time you're in Weston-super-Mare, be sure to visit the pier.
Folk music. I didn't understand the full implications of it really. It was just music that I heard, I liked, and I didn't understand how it fitted into the general scheme of things, the greater. As years went by I did. What I've got here is a selection of folk records recorded around 1960, so the people were 80 years old, so they were actually Victorians. They were born in the Victorian age. They grew up in their formative years were in the Victorian age, so it was sort of 1880 onwards. And this is the sort of thing that passed for entertainment, if you like, in rural areas, pre-films, cinemas, and pre-television, obviously, by quite a long way. I mean, people used to get round, those stories about people, families used to gather around the piano at home and sing songs, or popular songs, maybe even music hall songs, although that was seen as low culture. The better well-off people had recitals of classical music, popular classical music, and they'd sit around and it would be a performance. Quite often the workers, the people who used to work on the farms, the people, the labourers, they'd go down the pub and they'd sing. Now, in the urban areas, it would be people who be singing music hall songs. So it was popular songs that were made popular by the music hall, which was seen as the working class entertainment then. There were rough places music halls were. There were rough places music halls. And that was seen as working class entertainment, and it was everyone used to get together and, you know, join in on the chorus, and there'd be comedians, it would be like a variety bill, comedians, and there would be these pop songs, popular musical songs. My mum used to sing them to me, which she'd learned off her grandparents, so I used to know a lot of these musical songs. But in the rural areas, you'd have these folk songs and broadside ballads, which were the equivalent of pop songs in the rural areas. And this is a recording from 1960 from a pub, and it's an 80-year-old guy who, well, I've got to get his name, but it's an 80-year-old singer in the pub and getting everybody to join in on the chorus. And this is a really interesting record because really interesting tune because he mentions different types of things that he sings a celebration to. And he sings a celebration to a nipperkin, which is the smallest amount of alcohol you could get. A nip, that's where a nip comes from. A nipperkin, a half gill, a pint pot, a half pint. And then he built it up, and there's more and more he adds to it. So it's like Green Grey, the Rushy Zone, where another line is added to the song, which you have to include. And it's almost a game to try and get as many words and phrases in there without forgetting them. So it's a celebration of the pub where they're all in the pub singing it or listening to it, and then at the end, as a little aside, there's a document of a character, somebody who was Gloucester's only street sweeper. So rather than talking about it, I'll just play it. The sleeves I'm going to put up as well. This cover I'm showing now is the cover of the song The Barley Mow, which I'm going to play. But there's also covers you'll be shown which came out on the Topic label, which is probably the oldest independent record label in the world. Started in 1938, still going now, and it started as a workers' collective to document. The first record, I think, was the French National folk song. People's Flag is Deepest Red, that one. But they documented folk music from the UK, Topic did, and later on from America, when the Appalachians, when they started going out on field trips. So a lot of the sleeves are that, so I'll just shut up and play it for you.
Well, here's good luck to the Jill Pond, good luck to the Barley Mow. Here's good luck to the Jill Pond, good luck to the Barley Mow. The Jill Pond, but Jill for the Jill Nipperkin and the round bow.
And good luck to the Barley Mow.
When here's good luck to the brew, why good luck to the Barley Mow. Here's good luck to the brewer, good luck to the Barley Mow. The brewer, slavey, daughter, landlady, landlord, the barley, barrel, gallon, abagon, quart, pint, pond, abba, pint, Jill, pond, abba, Jill, quarter, Jill, Nipperkin and the round bow.
And here's good luck to the Barley Mow.
And here's good luck to the company, good luck to the Barley Mow. Here's good luck to the company, good luck to the Barley Mow. The company brewer, slavey, daughter, landlady, landlord, the barley, barrel, gallon, abagon, quart, pint, pond, abba, pint, Jill, quarter, Jill, Nipperkin and the round bow.
And here's good luck to the Barley Mow.
Now, Miss Cook, you must be one of Britain's only women road sweepers.
Well, for a start, call me AIM.
AIM?
Everybody else do.
Okay, then. Are you one of Britain's only road sweepers, women road sweepers?
I'm the only one in all of Gloucestershire. After 26 years, 1939 when war broke out, I did the advertisement in the newspaper, and our dad said to me, well, I said, if he can't do that as good as some of the men, I said, that's a poor job. Well, I thought myself, well, I wouldn't let the old man down, so I had to go. That's 1939 and I'm still going strong.
Okay, so on the journey of finding strange records and the journey of being a record collector, I found a little 5-inch 78 of a privately made record which was given out to this guy Fred Russell for the people who came to his 90th birthday party. Now, kind of pre-internet, it was just a curiosity because I thought, well, that's interesting, Fred Russell OBE, maybe he's a businessman, and he's thanking people. It's a lovely record. He's very kind of warm voice from the past, and he's thanking these people for coming to his 90th birthday party, which was in 1956, I think. And he obviously gave these personally to all the people that came to his party. And I looked into him recently, and it turns out he's the father of modern ventriloquism. He was the first person to use a dummy sitting on the knee and talk backwards and forwards to it. And he'd be the straight man, and the dummy would be get all the laughs. Previous to that, ventriloquists used to have a big group of dummies that they'd talk to, and it was very different to how we know it now, if you know ventriloquism. This is Fred Russell thanking you for coming to his birthday party.
My dear friend, this is your old pal Fred Russell speaking. I am sure you will understand how difficult it is for me to thank everybody personally for this lovely evening. So this is just a little souvenir in the nature of personal thanks to you for coming along and helping to make my 90th birthday party such a memorable occasion.
Another curiosity that I found looking for records was this EP. There's a tradition which seems to go back to the 50s, late 50s, of updating nursery rhymes, children's nursery rhymes, and this is one from the early to mid 60s where twist music came in, and basically they updated children's nursery rhymes into twist music. Great graphic, daughter and the mother dancing to children's nursery rhymes. In this particular clip I've put a series of things in. 1960s children's records I've shown, including television programmes, adverts, records that I've got which have got advertising for cars or tyres, and a series of sleeves which somebody homemade sleeves made out of wallpaper, and it's screen printed wallpaper, very lurid 1960s, early 70s wallpaper, and a fantastic record this is. Boys and Girls Come Out to Twist and Bar Bar Black Sheep as a twist record. If anybody knows the Dead Kennedys, Joe Biafra wanted this from me. I don't know if he ever found a copy, but I played him this and he really wanted it.
Boys and girls, come on and twist. This is a dance you can't resist. The tunes you know, but the words are new. We brought them up to date for you, like this, like this. Mary had a little lamb, a little lamb, a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb.
But that's great, isn't it? There's a series of records like that where children's nursery rhymes were updated. You get the idea. It's really great. It's really great driving kind of pop music from the 60s. Moving forward, Acid House, the late 80s. This is a flexi disc I discovered, and it's actually an advert for Illegal Rave LP, a hardcore Acid House. Well, it's actually post Acid House. This is just a bit afterwards. Acid House is more house. Hardcore is heading towards the harder end of it. So this is probably 1989, after a couple of years after the Acid House had happened, and it's two guys, probably stoned, doing an advert for this Illegal Rave album.
Yeah, hardcore, I love it, hardcore. Wicked. Hey John, you got this album yet?
No, I ain't got it yet. What is it called?
It's Strictly Hardcore, isn't it? Strictly Hardcore compilation. It's got so much wicked stuff on it. It's got wicked hardcore album, this. DJ Scooby's on it, slammy techno. Wicked stuff, I tell you. It's proper hardcore stuff though, none of that crap. The compilation is called Illegal Rave. It's a wicked, it's probably the first proper hardcore. It ain't none of this hardcore ecstasy with LSI on it, mate. I can tell you that. I tell you, the only thing that's missing on it, the only thing, right, that really bugs me about this album, it's all hardcore. Do you know what's missing?
No, I ain't got a clue. What is it?
I reckon they forgot to put Trip to Trumpton on it, haven't they?
Oh, yeah. Lend us a tenner and I'll get it now.
There you go. There's a lot more on that. The flexi disc have got adverts for the records, but I thought that was great. I love the fact that they're dissing Trip to Trumpton, which was seen as being mainstream. The major labels trying to get in on the acid house stroke hardcore scene. So that's another one. To end up with this talk, I've got a series of records which were strange investigations into the paranormal. One was called Investigation into Reincarnation. It was an LP where the guy hypnotises someone and takes them back into their previous lives. And it's somebody from Miss Naomi Henry, it is, from Taunton. He takes her back into her previous lives. He takes her as far back as the 1780s, I think it is, where she's an Irish serving girl. And she's getting married, and she doesn't like the guy she's getting married to, but she doesn't know why. But she doesn't like him, and she's unhappy about it. Then he brings her forward, and she's actually dying from wounds that this guy inflicted on her. He broke her leg, in those days, he beat her, and in those days, a broken leg was a very serious thing because there wasn't the treatment in the 18th century like it became later. So she dies from that. He takes her forward, so it's strange that she doesn't know why she doesn't like this guy. He ends up killing her. He takes her forward, and she becomes this nurse called Clarice Hellier, who somebody lives in Bristol. And I looked into this, and initially I thought that she says a grave number, 207. And he says, what's the hypnotist says, 207, what's at 207? And she says, a grave. And she's actually looking at herself being lowered into her grave. Now, initially I thought this was Arnosfell, which is a big Victorian cemetery, massive cemetery in Bristol. And I got in touch with them, and they could find no record of this grave 207 or this person. And I thought, well, that's it. And then I got a book about it. I googled it and got a book about it. And it turns out that she's buried in Westbury-on-Trim, which is a district of Bristol. It was just outside Bristol, I think, in the 1912, 1920, we're not exactly certain when she died. But that period, it was just outside Bristol. And she died in Henlees and was buried in Westbury-on-Trim. So I got in touch with the church in Westbury-on-Trim about the burials from that time. They couldn't tell me anything about the burials from that time. Certainly this name didn't appear, but the suggestion was there might be other avenues to explore. So I'm going to carry on, and who knows, we might find out that reincarnation exists. So part of this film I'm going to show you now is that LP, and it's included, you can hear the voice, the whispering voice of her saying 207, a grave. If you listen, it's quite difficult to make out. There's another recording, a flexi disc of a woman that's taken back into her life, and she's a street urchin. And she dies in a fire, and you actually hear her screaming as she's dying in the fire. It's pretty harrowing. There's some sounds from 78 of a guy talking about his life, and when I was recording it, it stuck. So it repeated, so it's like a loop. So it's this strange, unsettling loop. That's halfway through. And then to start off with, there was a compilation 78 of troops arriving in France during the war, the Second World War, to liberate France. And it's got strange radio signal sounds on it.
What's the matter? Fire? Fire? 5, 4, 3.